First of all is congratulations on yet another very successful top executives conference and the conclusion of your 53rd annual general meeting. The theme of your conference, quote, inclusive business growth, partnerships beyond 2014, unquote, is an apt theme that captures the upbeat mood of our country, while also acknowledging the important tasks that the private sector plays in the continuing development of our nation. I would like to speak briefly on your conference theme. Your discussions over the past day and a half were centered on ensuring inclusive and sustainable growth beyond 2014. This is the most critical for the Fijian economy, particularly at this juncture when we have just launched the new Fiji Constitution. You had focused on productive employment rather than just employment per se or income redistribution, which is required for inclusive growth eventually. Employment growth generates new jobs and income for individuals, while productivity growth has the potential to lift profits, increase the wages of those employed, and promote the returns of the self-employed. In Fiji, the pressing issue is underemployment, followed by unemployment, requiring sustained growth to be able to create new employment opportunities for all. You have often been referred to as the engine of growth by the Fijian government. In successive budgets, your contributions have always been acknowledged, as well as the most important role that you play in the economic development of our country. That acknowledgement put in place a series of pro-business policies that assisted you to grow your businesses. On your part, together with other business leaders, you had acknowledged and commented on the budgets being bold, pro-business, pro-workers, and pro-investment, which in turn confirmed a joint commitment. The investment forecast targets for 2013-14 is 23% of gross domestic product. The private sector is on record as having contributed 13% of that targeted 23%. Ladies and gentlemen, the 13% investment attributed to the private sector is a modest figure, but we all know that Fiji, with just a series of investment-friendly policies, has the potential to do much better. Now, with Fiji's national elections scheduled for September 2014, business investment confidence should be heightened, with a renewed entrepreneurial spirit emerging within all industries and sectors of the economy. So it is critically important that we continue to invest in Fiji to create new job opportunities for the many young Fijians who leave our formal educational and technical training establishments. As business entrepreneurs and leaders of industry, it is your corporate social responsibility to ensure that the business environment you operate in remains viable so that the full benefits of your economic gains are filtered through to the employees and society as a whole. Fiji, in keeping with other free market economic systems, it is the private sector that provides the economic growth growth capacity for the state to fulfill its development mandate to its citizens. This government has promised a better life for all, which implies incremental and tangible improved circumstances for all citizens. The Fijian government has promised that they will accelerate service delivery, which implies the adoption of a more efficient and cost-effective delivery model. Government has often stressed that there remains room for ongoing improvement in the delivery of services, currently ongoing through tangible public sector reform outputs. Fiji is at a crossroads in our development trajectory, so we need to be a progressive nation and to ensure that we fulfill the aspirations of all our people, thereby instilling national pride. Failing to rise up to the challenges or to utilizing holistic growth opportunities could result in Fiji deteriorating into a state of underdevelopment and dependency, and vastly affecting our competitive advantage opportunities. Indeed, we should be proud of the strides that we have collectively made over the years. Fiji needs a partnership approach which has the private sector, other stakeholders, and government working together to achieve their nation's development objectives. We all have a role to play in nation building, but with it also comes much responsibility and accountability. I take this opportunity to challenge the private sector to step up on new relevant activities, to be innovative, to create more employment, to upskill opportunities by way of supporting internships, to startups through on-the-job training and apprenticeship programs as part of your corporate social responsibilities. Nationally, we have limited natural resources, but we are well-founded with highly educated and skilled labor force. So let us make maximum use of our human resource potential as our competitive edge. We also need to continue to work closely with training institutions to ensure that the relevant skills are transferred to empower our citizens. As employers, you also have a duty to provide decent work under ILO guidelines, namely employment opportunities, work that is safe, and work that pays a decent living wage. Much has been said on the issue of wages. I say this on this contentious subject. Employees must be empowered so that the returns are mutually beneficial to both parties and indeed to the nation. I note that the Ministry of Labor has embarked on a national minimum wage baseline survey, which will eventually lead to a national minimum wage. This is a long overdue exercise, which should be supported by all employers of this nation. Whilst I expect that all FCF members are paying above the minimum wages guideline, there are still many employers who drift below the radar and pay their workers poorly, reflecting negatively on all employers and resulting in blanket targeting by regulatory authorities. I call on all those in authority and the compliance units within the Ministry of Labor to leave your desks and venture into the field and to look into those employers who fail to comply with national law. Fiji as a nation must work collectively in trying to bring our people out of poverty. We must all strive to pay decent, sustainable wages that allows our people to live with dignity. I am aware of the many business challenges that you face on a daily basis, but after all, that is part of the risk you take as entrepreneurs and business leaders. However, within any business decision must be the well-being of your workers. They rely on you to make sound decisions, those that will allow them to continue to provide for their families. I urge you to keep this at the forefront of your business decisions. Ladies and gentlemen, the Federation, through the effective leadership of the board and management, has grown over the years and is now well into the 53rd year of its existence, with well over 500 members representing micro, single-owned and operated business to factories, warehouses, professional organizations, state enterprises, hotels, and airlines, which in total employ over 80,000 workers. I am told that your membership continues to grow as more businesses are drawn to the relevance of your activities. To this end, ladies and gentlemen, in a matter of speaking, I have saved the best for last. This evening, it gives me the greatest of pleasure to officially launch the 7th Council of the Fiji Commerce and Employers Federations, which is to be called the Women Entrepreneurs and Business Council. This council will now join the 6 other vibrant councils of the Federation, namely mining and quarry, professional services, retail and small business, manufacturing and trade, tourism and transport, and human resources council. The Women Entrepreneurs and Business Council's role is to develop women in business from both the formal and equally important informal sectors. I am happy to note that women serving in senior management and professional roles will also feature in the makeup of this council. Moreover, through the Federation's partners, the New Zealand Business Mentoring Services, the Web Council will receive free of charge professional advice on all aspects of running and maintaining a successful business. As FCEF is also under the banner of the Pacific Islands Private Sector Organization, PIPSO, the Web Council will have access to source business development and marketing funds. Ladies and gentlemen, this decisive move meets the conference theme in addressing gender-based inclusive growth, apart from contributing towards the national MDG progress on poverty and gender equality. This launch provides the mainstream platform that recognizes the needs of women in business, collectively and individually, that must be addressed and to be duly recognized in the world of doing business. Ladies and gentlemen, while I commend the efforts of the Federation in formally acknowledging, through the setting up of a new council, the enormous contribution that women play in the economic development of Fiji, I cannot help but wonder, and I know that some of you do as well, why this had not taken place much earlier. Perhaps not 53 years ago, but certainly 43 years ago, to be exact, at independence. Think about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to thank the ILO representative in Fiji, Director David Lamont, for the advice, technical support, and training towards the establishment of the Web Council. This is a milestone in the Federation's history. I take this opportunity to encourage all women who are engaged in business to join this newly formed council, which would give them not only an inclusive but also a strong voice and the required support. Ladies and gentlemen, you as top executives gathered here tonight carry the hopes and dreams of a nation. You stand at the forefront of struggles that can be challenging and fraught with constraints. For this reason, the responsibility you bear goes far beyond what top executives in most countries have to contend with. May you continue to strive for excellence and for an environment that is stable and is based on good governance, enabling us as individuals and as a nation to thrive and prosper. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish the Federation well and trust that you will have every success in the years to come. My congratulations to the new board members inducted at the AGM earlier today, and also to the official launching of the FCEF's newest council, the Women Entrepreneurs and Business Council. Thank you. Vinakavakalevu, Shukriya, Bahut, Dynavad.
A round of applause for the new logo for the Women Entrepreneurs and Business Council. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.